going to zoom in. So you see this little,
Yep.
okay, this is my final resting spot.
Welcome back to the Folk Artwork and Friends podcast. It is Art Environment Summer here on the podcast, and every summer, really. If you don't get to an art environment in the summer, what are you even doing with your summer? Probably taking your kids to swim lessons, maybe going to science camp, maybe also pitching at Coach Pitt's baseball. Good luck to us tonight. Anyways, I'm extremely excited to keep this ball rolling. Had some fantastic interviews already this summer. If you haven't yet, please check out my interview with Valerie Rousseau of the American Folk Art Museum, Bill Miller, who has a show in the latest exhibit, Self-Made, which I talked to Valerie about and also Bill about. And as Art Environment Summer got started with Joe Farb Hernandez, who wrote an incredible book which featured the artwork, the house, the environment, the incredible one-of-a-kind piece of art that my next guest created. Go listen to those, but not just yet. You could pause this if you need to, but please come back. Go listen to those. It's not a prerequisite, but those are great interviews. This is also a fantastic interview. My guest, I am absolutely thrilled that I was able to chat with Ricky Boscarino, better known as Ricky of Luna Parc. Luna Parc is a one-of-a-kind, described by Ricky as I think a Willy Wonka meets Pee-wee's Playhouse meets Martha Stewart. Just an unbelievable house art environment space that Ricky has created over the past 30 years. And he so kindly walked me through his home, his 13 level, 11 level home full of taxidermy animals, his folk art collection, his beautiful kitchen. I got to see his bathroom. I think the most photographed bathroom in all of New Jersey, he said, possibly in the whole country, maybe even the world. You got to see this house that Ricky has created for the past 30 years and continues to work on. We caught him mid working on the house, and when he was done, he was going back to work on the house, which is just, again, truly one of a kind and really, really special. And I can't thank Ricky enough for talking to me about it and showing me. So let's get on to my conversation with Ricky Boscarino.
So there I am. Okay. Okay.
Hello, how are you, sir?
Hey, welcome to Luna Parc.
Thank you so much. Man, what a beautiful view you've got there.
Yeah, this is I tried to find the most dramatic view for our interview.
Well, I greatly appreciate it. This is fantastic.
Great.
It looks like a fairly nice day that you got out there in New
Oh
Jersey.
yeah, it's gorgeous. It's warm, it's a little humid, and I've been so crazy busy the last couple of days. I've been mixing concrete for this I'll show you afterwards. It's a little structure that I built so that when I have tours, people can come to this little pavilion to check in,
Yeah.
and it's all concrete. I just calculated it's 2 tons of concrete that I
God.
poured with the help of a bunch of friends this week. So
Oh my God, that's incredible. That is
I
so,
know,
so great. Well,
yeah.
this is the podcast. I just want to chat. I just want to enjoy this beautiful view that I have, a nice little conversation, and keep this as low key and informal as possible. So I can't thank you enough for joining me. I should say we've got Ricky
So
from Luna Parc.
what uh, there was this I have a porta john on my property, and for some reason, right now they decided to come and service it. So for the
Okay,
next minute, I don't know how loud that is, if you can hear that, but it's
it's
kind of
not too
annoying.
bad. It's not
Okay,
too bad.
all right, okay. It'll
Okay.
stop in a few minutes. They should be done.
Okay, perfect. I know when we were texting the other day, you were like, "Hey, anything could happen while we're here," and that's like perfect for me. I feel like I did an interview, and I sometimes get a little nervous. And one time, my son just like burst in through the door, and it just like made everything so much more at ease. So no, this is
And
perfectly fine.
that's life. I mean, literally, I have so many people coming and going right now. Like right now, I have a summer intern. I always host at least one or two interns for the summer. They're generally college age
Yeah,
art students. Sometimes they're a little older. We have visiting artists as well. And so at any point during the summer, I could have people actually live because I have a another house that's right next door
yeah,
that's that's actually owned by the nonprofit that I founded. So that's
right.
for visiting artists and interns. So at any time during the summer, I could have people here and either
Yeah.
helping doing with whatever, or sometimes they're just working on their own, their
I,
own
I was
project.
gonna say like helping you with your 2 tons of concrete.
Yeah, well, that actually I had my intern and I had two friends that kind of dropped by, so I coerced them into mixing, and we got it done in like 4 days, which is pretty amazing.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, again, we should just say your beautiful backdrop here is not some Zoom backdrop. This is Luna Park. This is your
Live,
home. This is your
yeah.
creation. This is one of the most incredible places in the world. I mean, it's beautiful. So
Thank
thank you again so much for joining me. You know, we met for the first time in New York at the Outsider Art Fair, which seemed like forever ago. It was like 3 months ago. Um, and I truly mean this. I think I told you when we were there, you were like one of the highlights of the fair. Like meeting you
Oh,
was honestly, you walked up, you handed me a postcard. I was like, Ricky from Luna Park, this is the greatest ever. So,
yeah. I knew that you were going to be there because I saw your post, and then I was like wandering around. I was like, oh, there's Adam. There he
yeah.
is.
Well,
And it's
thank you.
interesting because I met other people that I know, just like Instagram friends that I met actually in person at
Yes.
the Outsider Art Fair. So that was
Yeah.
really fun. It was really great. And what's interesting is that that was actually the first time I'd been there.
Oh,
But
okay.
I've always wanted to get there, but as far as like my own classification, I
Yeah.
know for years that I was sort of disqualified um, for the term like outsider art because
Sure.
in general it was the term was for people who didn't have any formal training, and I went to an art school. Uh,
Right.
my training was like literally from infancy, so I not that I resented not being a part of the like the outsider
Hmm.
classification, but I didn't fit into like mainstream art. Also, I've never been able to like integrate into what mainstream galleries and things. So I was always kind of a pariah. I was
Sure.
even in outsider art. I was outsider. I was a pariah. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, I mean, it is hard to classify what you do because it is, I was watching a video last night. There were a couple of YouTube videos of you showing off your home and talking about your space and your work and everything. And yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, you don't fit into that box though, because like everything you do is so incredible and just different in a great, fantastic way. I mean, they're like, I don't know, we shouldn't put you in your own little box there. Like, you are just
yeah.
one of a kind, and it's incredible. I want to, though, we're going to probably jump around all over the place here, but you did mention just briefly you went to art school. Did I read that you went to NYU art school and maybe got kicked out because for film school because your films were a little too out there and weird? Is that
let me
set the record straight here?
okay. I'll give you the history. So okay, I'll start from the beginning.
Mhm.
So I was born into this family of artisans and mainly carpenters and woodworkers.
Okay.
So wood was the first media that I like really understood. Coming from the old Italians were all woodworkers. My grandfather and his brother, and then my dad was a carpenter. Then he was also a graphic artist.
Okay.
And then within both sides of the family were uh, carpenters and fine woodworkers, and we had masons and seamstresses and chefs and fun, kooky thinkers on both sides of the family. So I grew up knowing how to do so many things. And my dad was amazing. He could work in so many different media. And then I went to my public high school. This is Piscataway, New Jersey. It was totally a suburban high school, but we had a fine arts wing. So this was like going to like arts high school. We had every kind of facility. Now this is in the mid 70s, and amazing. They unfortunately have now disbanded that whole program, and it's been taken over by like the sports department, which is really annoying. But so 4 years in high school, I had intensive. I had sculpture classes. I had a jewelry class. We had photography and painting, and we did all kinds of things. So that was great. Then I applied to Rhode Island School of Design and got in with jewelry and metalsmithing. That was my major. So at RISD, I explored ceramics and stained glass and all these other media, and that was great. And then literally from as soon as I graduated college, I started making work, and I went right into art shows, craft shows, art shows. So I was able to support myself with my jewelry work for like literally since I graduated college. Then I had this big idea that I wanted to become a filmmaker. I wanted to give up my jewelry business and everything.
Yeah.
So I did. I got into the NYU Graduate Film School, which was great, and I loved it. It was really, really fun.
And was this probably like the early 80s? Are we thinking now?
It was the mid 80s now.
Mid 80s, okay.
Yeah, that was 85 to 86.
Okay.
So I spent that first great year, very productive. But being that I was more of like a crafts person, I felt that being in the film school, and it was very academic, which I definitely didn't like, that I struggled with that, the academia, and I was just not cut out to be in a classroom at that point anyway. So, and I was making these really kooky, abstract films, and I won awards for them. And I went to the director of the school and said, "Oh, Ellie, I won this award for my experimental film." And her reaction was, "Well, we don't really want NYU Graduate School to be known as an experimental film school." And I was like, I guess this isn't for me. Yeah. So I finished the year, and then I decided that I would just go back into the jewelry business, which was very lucrative and kind of dumb to think that I could give it up. So that was 85. So literally since then, I was making and selling. It was I had some really great banner years, which is what allowed me to build my house and build a joke. It allowed me to build my empire. So yeah. And I was busy, and but I was still like in my, I guess 85. I bought this house in 89. Okay. So I'm 28 years old. Yeah. And speaking of, I happen to have some visual aids here. So here's fantastic. The house when I first bought it. I don't know. Is that a good view of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when I first bought it, what was significant was that as soon as I laid eyes on this house, I knew that this would be the place I would spend the rest of my life. So you can still see
incredible.
The original house is still there.
Yeah.
So and it's still preserved inside. I mean, it's all been gutted and reworked, but right. The actual footprint and the bones of the house are still there. It's still original. This cabin, like this section, was built somewhere in the early to mid 30s. And then these rooms were put on in the early 50s. That's all I really know about the house.
Okay.
And
it should be known that like when you bought it, it wasn't like a nice little house. Like it was a mess when you bought it.
Adam, it was a teardown.
Yeah, right. Like I think you said that.
My realtor, she was wonderful, like really wonderful.
Yeah.
And we walked. I have this little bridge that comes on the property, and as soon as I laid eyes on the house, I said, "Oh, Gail, this is it." And she said,
And
it
she's like,
is.
she's
It
like,
was
Ricky,
literally
what?
completely like, but but I knew like this is where I will spend the rest of my life. Any normal person, like a family, bought this house, they would have knocked it down because it's on a gorgeous piece of property. It's six
Right.
acres of woods, northwestern New Jersey. The Appalachian Trail runs like 2 miles from here. It's really beautiful land, and that was the other thing that being like gardener, growing up in a family of gardeners as
Hmm.
well, I knew that I could transform it, and yeah, so I loved it from literally day one. And I stayed here that night of my closing, and I spent that first night ripping out all the stuff inside the house. There was paneling, there was even a ceiling, there were stacks of mattresses. And I just wanted everything out of the house. And there was a
Uh-huh.
giant pile, stayed up all night, giant pile out the kitchen door in the morning, and it has not stopped now for 37 years. So here's a good view of the other side. Okay, so this is the side view. So this is the original cabin right here, the side of the
Okay.
cabin. Here is the bathroom. It was like a little nook. So that was from 1994 to 1999. It took me 5 years to build that. And then all of this, all there, started in 2005. So that
Wow.
started 21 years ago. And I built that myself, like
Yeah.
literally like, swinging the hammer, or
Yeah.
like a nail gun. But
All right. We're heading into Luna Park.
into the house. Okay, so here's my kitchen. And I know I'll try to pace it so it doesn't move too fast. So yeah, so this is my functional kitchen. It's actually the only kitchen in the house,
Okay.
but it's all practical. I have my colanders, which are always at reach.
And so what's like a meal that you would prepare and that you would make in this kitchen for you, for your friends that come over? What are
Well,
we
let's see.
making?
This is for corn tonight. Tonight, Wednesday is clay day in my studio. I have a few friends that have been coming over. One friend's been coming over for 30 years doing
Wow.
clay and ceramic stuff. So um, tonight is veggie burgers and corn and beets. So
Delicious.
yeah. So yeah. So kitchen, and I will walk as slowly as I can. Now, this was my original bedroom, and it's now a guest room.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you probably know some of these people. I've been, I make art, but I also collect. I love collecting art.
That's
This is
right.
Joe Engel, Eric Leggy. This Cayman. I think you know Cayman, right? Cayman
Mm-hmm.
Kane. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And another Cayman.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, on my ceiling in my kitchen. This is I call it my kitchen gallery. There's Charles Laster and Jim Kopp
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
Christian Hamrick, and this is John McKee from the UK, which I always loved.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's yeah. Actually, what prompted the building of the addition was that I had run out of wall space, and then I
Okay.
ran out of ceiling space. so,
Yeah.
so I
So
knew, oh
just
shit,
gotta build more. Yeah.
I
It,
built. Yeah. So
and so I know that it's a couple of floors, but you've got like levels to your house, right? How many
yeah. So
levels
there,
do you have?
it's 11 levels, and they're not stories, so they're not stacked on top of each other.
Right.
And when we go upstairs, I'll explain. When I was building, I had encountered the slope of the property, and then I ended up having to build stairs to reach the different parts of the house. And
Mm-hmm.
some go up into a room, but you can't go any further. You have to go back down to go to the next level. So
All right. Love it. So there
now,
are R.A. Miller there.
yeah, my
Yeah.
R.A. Miller. Here's my
Yeah.
Howard Finster collection.
Finsters. Yeah.
Actually, I just got that one too. This is a Yvonne Wells, the
Oh,
quilter,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Alabama. I
Yeah.
bought that from her in
Gorgeous.
Kentucky. Tex Crawford. I've got a couple Texas. So yeah, so I have like a big project that's going to be in the works. Well, it's sort of in the works, is cataloging all of the objects in the house, all of the artwork, because so I founded a nonprofit foundation. Actually, we're 11 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I die, the whole entire house and the collection all go to the nonprofit and operate it as a museum. So I've got to
Perfect.
catalog everything in the house. So that's a pretty daunting task.
Yeah. It sounds like you need me and my boys to come up and help you.
Come, please, once a week. I'll cook.
Okay. Are you, hey, I might have to take you up on that offer. That would
Great.
be incredible. I love that you have already considered and thought about and I'm just again taking this all and enjoying this tour here. So thank you for doing that. I love how you've thought about sort of what is going to come of your space when you are no longer able to be there. Because I feel like with these, I know it's your home, but if we want to call it an art environment or a living sculpture or piece of art, a lot of these places kind of just go to the wayside afterwards, right? Or we're fighting for
Yeah, yeah,
the local
absolutely. I mean, even if
governments.
you look,
Yeah, go
yeah, when
ahead.
you look at what happened at Paradise Garden when Howard died,
Hmm.
people went in. They went in. They ravaged. They were pulling things off of the walls to sell,
Yeah,
and I vowed that that is never going to happen here. I mean, this is my nonprofit is in place, and I'll show you. Okay, so we're actually now on level 3.
okay.
Um, so well, these big doors I bought in China on one of my trips and had them shipped home.
Oh
So,
my God. Do you ever
but
get
what is this? What's up?
no, I was just saying, do you ever get lost in all these levels? Are you like, hey, how do I get out of here? I feel like
I don't, but believe me,
yeah,
people do. People
right.
get turned around. So,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm going to zoom in. So, you see this little,
Yep.
okay, this is my final resting spot.
Yeah. Tell me about this. This is
Okay,
incredible.
so it was actually inspired. I went to the Salvador Dali Museum in Spain, and he's actually buried in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, oh, wouldn't that be great to be buried in your own museum? So this is the capsule. So my ashes will be sort of like a carpet in there. And then I'm going to make my own furniture
Yeah.
someday. These are placeholders. So then the furniture will get arranged on top of my ashes. And there's a little trap door over here that's in the basement. So my custodian, who is one of my longtime, much younger assistants, agreed to be my custodian and get my ashes in here.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Just absolutely beautiful. I am obsessed with that. Um, one of the coolest will be one of the coolest resting places, and for you to continue to just be in this incredible space for a lifetime, forever,
Yeah. I figure
is truly beautiful.
why not be on display in my own museum? So
Yeah. Now,
so
I know you've talked about it, and if you don't want to answer, I totally understand. But you did say that you plan on living to be to 106. Is that right?
that is correct. So
Okay.
here, hold on. I'm going to flip around again. Yeah. So I had the great honor to have known Beatrice Wood, the potter Beatrice Wood.
Okay.
She was the last of the living Dadaists, and she was actually lovers with Marcel Duchamp in the
Oh.
early 1900, early 20th century. And I was fortunate to meet her at her studio in Ojai, California. This was in like 1993, I think it was. And at the time, she was 101. She actually lived to 105. And I thought, well, wouldn't that be a good goal? So I chose 106 kind of as a random number. And my maternal grandmother lived to 103. So this is a
Incredible.
really, really good possibility.
Yeah.
And I'm going to need that because I've got a long list of projects going on.
Yeah.
So by the way, so here we are. This is a room. I call it my ballroom. And the reality is there's so much furniture and some displays that there's no room for dancing. So it is just basically one of my large rooms. I've had poetry events in here, dinner parties, and things like that. but no balls.
No balls.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing that I think is worth mentioning and adding as we're traversing through this space, it kind of blew my mind a little bit. I guess it shouldn't have, but it kind of that everything in your home is, you even said, over code. Like, not, it's just not just up to code, it is over code, right?
Yeah, well, that's coming from a long line of carpenters, and I observed and I assisted my dad in building an addition onto our house when I was a teenager. So yeah, and that for me, and maybe that's what maybe separates me a little bit from other people who have created art environments where the longevity was never particularly a requirement. They were like people were like in the moment,
Hmm.
and I am too. I mean, believe me,
Yeah.
the moment of building and the exhilaration in just building and keep going. But for me, coming from this line of carpenters, um, I wanted this to be really super solid. Like I
Yeah.
wanted this structure to be. I don't know if it means anything. Usually, you build houses in America are built of 2x4s, but I
Yeah.
built this whole house with 2x6s. So the building inspectors were always very impressed that I sprung for 2x6s.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's also spray foam insulation, so it's really super well insulated.
Incredible.
I mean, this
Yeah.
is the this part of New Jersey. It's really high elevation, and it is the coldest part of New Jersey. And we get really, really super cold, harsh winters. So I
Yeah.
want it to be comfortable as well.
Totally. Yeah, again, I guess I feel like this whole label, I don't know, in everyone wants to put a label on somebody or this artwork and put it and fit it nicely somewhere, but I guess I am completely inspired and just love the fact that you are, again, not thinking just of yourself. This is your home, this is your space, but again, like, you want this to live and last for generations and for people to enjoy it, which I do think sets you apart a little bit. I was reading and talking to actually Joe Farb Hernandez, who wrote this incredible
Right?
book Where
Mm-hmm.
Your Space Is In. And one of the things that, like, a common misconception is that, like, these people that make these artists that make these art environments are often like thought of recluses or people that like don't want to be, sort of talking to the outside world, but like everybody probably in is it Sandystown township where the
Sandy
space
Street,
is,
yeah.
where, yeah, like, they know you, people come, you have these interns, so it couldn't be farther from the truth that you're like, this is mine, I don't want anybody to enjoy it or be like, you are constantly thinking of, the people that will come while you're still living, and then when 106 comes and you are in the your final resting place, you are thinking about those people that will be coming for generations, which I just is truly admirable and
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
I think that
fantastic.
my natural kind of a brain would be I wouldn't say reclusive, but um, kind of monastic, like a hermitage. But I'm actually totally gregarious. I mean, my whole life, selling my art at shows, you
Hmm.
have to be gregarious. You have to talk to people, strangers. Plus, I mean, I have a lot of visitors, so I have tours on certain days, and that's actually what's keeping everything going. I mean,
Hmm.
financially, it's what's keeping things going, as well as like my own enthusiasm and my enthusiasm to keep building and making things like bigger or wilder and more fun and all
Hmm.
that. So I always, and people always are very amazed that I invite all these people into my house, like into my living space, like into my bathroom, into my bedroom. It's
Yeah.
like
Right, right.
I say it's a symbiosis completely. I mean, it's my joy to share it, and and inviting people actually helps keep the project going. So
Yeah.
that it really is. It's very important to share it as well.
Yeah, again, I think it's incredible. It's so great. I do want to kind of go back. One thing with this podcast that I've just a question that I always sort of am fascinated with. But we've touched a little bit about on your schooling and the arts that you've done as a kid. Like it's just been with you forever. But this is I would say like a dream house, right? I think growing up, I know I would like doodle and sketch out sort of like what
Yeah,
my house was going to
too.
look like. And I think you talked about a little bit that like you always knew you wanted a dream house. How does this house that you currently have, how does Luna Park kind of compare to what you maybe thought of or dreamed up of when you were a kid?
How did it measure up to my
Yeah,
childhood?
yeah.
I
I
think
would assume it surpassed it, but I don't know. I mean, maybe.
exceeded my ambitions. I don't. Yeah, I was fascinated when I was a teenager, impressionable teenager. I loved architecture, and especially Victorian architecture, and I discovered the what they called the Painted Ladies of San Francisco, and
Hmm.
they're all very ornate, with lots of gingerbread and different types of shingles, and that always made an impression. I was always sketching my dream Victorian house. And then when I first bought the house, the first thing I did, well, I painted the house primary colors, and it was just asbestos siding.
Hmm.
But then I cut out all this wood. It was all pine, and I cut out my own gingerbread, which is still what I did on the front of the house has still been there, like literally, like almost 40 years now.
Yeah.
So I always had that aspiration of living in a painted lady, basically. But the more that my own personal skills uh, uh, advanced, uh, my woodworking skills, you can kind of see here behind me the stained glass windows I
Yeah.
built.
Yeah.
Uh, and so the more that my skills advanced and I honed, it opened up other avenues, other media that I didn't know early on,
Hmm.
or even had exposure to at RISD. So
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess I think that's what kind of sets you apart is you are like learning these things and teaching yourself, like, the mosaic, the stained glass, the jewelry making, you do clay, you do all these incredible things. And I love that you're also like collecting and putting that into your home again, like that whole museum feel, but it's also in your painting too, right? Like you're an oil painter. You just do literally everything. It's incredible. Is there if you were to see someone on the street and they were like, "Hey, oh, you're Ricky from Luna Park," and they maybe, or they had never heard of Luna Park, how would you even begin to describe it to somebody?
mm, gosh, I thought the problem is that there's so many different layers, but and even just saying I live in an eclectic home, it does not really. It's not really
No, no, right.
eclectic. I mean, that's a broad term, but I live in somewhere in a between fun house and haunted house. I always
Sure.
kind of describe me if I ever had my own TV show. I described it as imagine if Pee Wee Herman and Martha Stewart had a show together or had a baby.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
That
kind
is
of what I
fantastic. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
I love like really nice things and nice arrangements, but this actually contraption behind me was actually built with my friend Warren Muller. He's a sculptor in Philadelphia, and he builds these giant chandeliers made out of like all kinds of detritus. So he said he wanted to build something here. So this took us about 2 weeks, and we gathered stuff from all over the property, from my sheds. There was stuff rusting in the yard, and it actually here. You know what? I'll do another. I'll do another panorama, so
Well,
you
thank
get
you.
the
No, you're just
full.
getting comfy there.
That's fine. So it goes from all the way to the ceiling. Now this is a 14-foot ceiling in here.
Oh, wow.
Goes down
Holy,
through the floor, and
unbelievable.
then it goes all the way down into what I call the cantina. So it's about, I think it's about 24 feet tall. This chandelier.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's like the centerpiece in this room.
That's spectacular.
The other project I don't know how why I decided this, but I decided that I wanted a wood mosaic floor. So
Oh,
this is
I like
all,
that.
yeah. So this is all
Wow.
poplar in here.
Yeah.
This section
Gorgeous.
I did during the pandemic. Oh, this just this section,
Hmm.
and then all of this is all just since the middle of December. I decided that I had to finish this,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
so it's
it's
all
just
poplar. It's all
gorgeous.
pieces. It's all cut pieces. You can kind of see it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's all pieces cut and then put back together.
Yeah.
So
It it just almost feels like Pee Wee and Martha Stewart like went on a world tour because like there's so much inspiration, like you said, you got those doors from China. It just feels like from South America, like you just got this incredible Italy, Europe, like you just incredible space, and every space almost feels so unique and different every level.
yeah,
It's
well, and I've also
beautiful.
been very fortunate. Turn on a few lights. Very fortunate to have in when I was really like working, I would take the winters off, and I would travel mostly to Southeast Asia. I
Okay.
love traveling in Asia. So
Yeah.
not every single thing in here, but most things in here came from many different countries around Asia, uh, uh, Morocco, Egypt. Everything in these cases are things that I've some of them I actually literally had to smuggle out of the country. A
Nice.
couple things I
Yeah.
almost got in trouble for, but that was also for good storytelling.
Yeah, and for a good cause. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I've been to about 40 different countries around the world, and I've brought back literally something from every place I've been.
Oh, it's so great. It's
Yeah.
so great. Um, and now when you're starting in on a new level, like, and that you've got this empty space, like how quickly does it take you, or how long does it take you to fill it up? And do you have sort of a plan, or is it just like, hey, I've got this laying around, I've got this, or I smuggled this from Southeast Asia. This is gonna go in there. How quickly do you fill up these levels, these new spaces that you have?
Instantaneously.
Yeah, it feels like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, and then you got the skulls, and you have like a full-on skeleton, don't you, somewhere, or
Do
some
I?
bones
Yeah,
that you've collected?
I have a full skeleton. Yes, I should
Wow.
200-year-old skeleton. So this room is called it is called the Nature Lab. So when I was at Rhode Island School of Design, we had a lending library called the Nature Lab. And if you were doing a project and say that you needed um, to illustrate a shell, there would
Mm-hmm.
actually be a barcode on it, and you could check it out, or an insect or something, like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So this is my homage to the Nature Lab, which actually was my work study jobs when I was in college. So
Yeah.
yeah, and there's things like from oh gosh, this is really creepy, but I love showing people. So one of my cats, which is no longer with me, he would
Mm-hmm.
bring home. He would eat mice, and
Mm-hmm.
he would leave the heads all over the house. So I saved the head. So this is all a full jar. I don't know. There's probably like 40 mouse heads in here.
Yeah. I love it. I love
Uh,
it.
on the road one day, this black squirrel
Oh,
got
yeah.
hit by a car. So I scooped it up and froze it, and then sent it to my friend in Mississippi. Her name, she goes by Bunny Lane Taxidermy. And
Beautiful.
um, yeah, so she said, "What do you want? What do you want with it?" And I said, "Think of a Degas ballerina." That's what she said.
Yes.
So it's
Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah,
that's so good. That's
yeah.
so good. Yeah, you like literally have a room for everybody, everybody's taste, right? It's like, well, if you don't really like the taxidermy or the skeletons, maybe don't go to the nature lab. Maybe stay down in the cantina
Yeah,
or
well, that's
or else.
level four, and
Okay.
then here. So if we go up, and here is level five, which is my music room, and this is also kind of what I would call my folk art collection. Here's
Hmm.
Brian Cunningham and things that I've bought from different. I'm sure you probably recognize some of these.
Some of them,
Uh,
yeah.
I got either at Finsterfest or Kentuck, or visited people in their studios. But yeah, so this room is a combination of musical instruments, and
Gorgeous.
some of them are playable, some are not. Here, I'm going to flip again. Um, and yeah, so some of them that I have to play, like on the ceiling.
Yes.
So,
So good. So good. Man, I can't thank you enough for taking me on this tour
oh no, it's my pleasure.
of
Yeah.
your place. I love that barbershop sign from Ghana. It looks like our West Africa.
Oh, from Nigeria. Yeah.
Nigeria. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Nigerian.
those
Yeah.
are great.
Yeah.
So good.
Let's see. Okay. So this is level 5. Here we will go up to level 6, which actually is my thread studio. Here's my grandmother's sewing machine she gave me.
Oh,
I do
that's
dabble
special.
in weaving. I haven't actually touched this loom in quite a while, but
Well, you got other things going on.
I believe me, I do. I do. Yes. Here's a great view of the front yard.
Oh my, what a just
I
to
know.
wake up every day and to be in nature with this thing that you've just put in the universe is truly special. Ah,
Yeah, it's oops. Oh, I'm sorry, Adam. I didn't make my bed this morning.
oh, Ricky.
I know. Whoops. Okay. Well, and then out the other side is my sculpture
Sculpture
garden.
garden. Yeah. I know. Again, it's just like you can't put you into like one box or even compare this to any one place. It's like, oh well, Neck Jand who had the like sculpture garden. Well, yeah, you have that. That you also then have the house. You've got the paintings. You've got just it's just
Yeah. So here, I'm
it's
going to
so
take you up
special.
here too, but this is a great view. It's like really, really tall. But here
Yeah.
I have Cayman and Jim Shores. I
Yeah.
forget his name actually. I saw him at Kentuck years ago. Some people are deceased. There's a Jim Cop right here.
Yep.
So that's another collection area. But what's really great is that up here, oops, is my roof deck, which is I've been building these. Let me give this a little twirl. These are all wind driven
Yeah.
machines, and yeah, so this was in my original concept also. Actually, these were inspired by Wallace Simpson, who
Oh
was
yeah.
I was very lucky to have met. I was only in his
Oh.
company once, but we had a nice chat when I went to visit his. This is when his sculptures were still at his house
Mm-hmm.
when I met him, and I thought, gosh, I want to do things like this too. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what
Yeah.
inspired some of these wind machines too.
That's
But here we are. We are on. This is the roof deck is oops, levels 10 and 11.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Just
it's pretty
just
up here. So
yeah,
yeah,
I wouldn't even know where to start, like where I'd want to spend most of my time. It's just like it's so overwhelming in the best possible way. It's just it's fantastic. You are truly one of
okay,
a
here
kind.
I'm gonna squeeze down this kind of a narrow staircase. So it's like,
Now, I don't want to take too much more of your time because I know you've probably got tons to do, but and I'm sure you're getting there, but would it be possible to maybe end on or at least see your truly one of a kind bathroom?
oh yes, I was.
I know that's a really weird question to ask
No,
people.
I was actually saving that for the last, for the
Okay.
end.
Okay.
Um, Wait here. I'm just going to show you outside for 1 second, then we'll go into the bathroom. Um, this is my favorite part of the project. This is my favorite. Um, that's a thing to do. Like certainly in in the summertime. So all of these pieces all have these glass globes. It all lights up,
Oh,
and they're all
yeah.
cast concrete. This is a project I built this fountain last year with the help of my plumber friend, and it's a little uh,
Beautiful.
pond. It's like a clock too, because every minute, once a minute, it gongs.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. So it
Oh,
goes kind
so
of goes on and
special.
on. And
Yeah.
here's a great view also. And then we'll go right into the bathroom. So this is the largest kind of single facade. And
Oh, it's
it
so,
took
yeah.
it took like 20 years to get all this accomplished. During the pandemic, I was able to finally finish all this copper work. But
Yeah. So what inspired that, let's say that copper work there and sort of this facade? It's
well, what I love about copper, especially like old buildings, like from the 19th, maybe even 17th century, is that copper lasts for lifetimes.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that was kind of one of the inspirations that it basically needs zero maintenance, like
Right.
zero.
Right.
So so that
Just stunning.
yeah, and then the mosaic is also completely permanent.
Hmm.
It's all porcelain, so it should yeah, I mean it should outlast my lifetime for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking, maybe it's because I also just saw Disclosure Day the other day about aliens. Like, this is going to outlast all of us. And then when some other life form aliens come down one day, they're going to see everything in rubble except this. And they're going to be like, whoa, well, this is what we're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah,
now you
because
ready? Are you ready? You ready?
I'm ready to see
Here's the
your
bathroom.
bathroom.
So in the middle of the room is the shower.
Yes, yes.
A wide angle, but I'm not sure if that's possible.
No, yeah, this is good. And of course I should say, I mean, you're so gracious. You've done so many tours and so many videos of this space. So if anybody cares to see it in the more in depth, there's some really great videos of you walking through. So thank you again. Yeah, in the
Or
middle
come in
of the
person.
or yeah,
Yeah.
or of course go
Better
ask
yet,
Ricky
go
if you
on,
can
come on one of
come
my
come in
tours, right?
person. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the middle of the bathroom is the best.
Yeah. Yeah. So the rocks are like acupressure. And then it goes
Hmm.
up. There's this dome that goes upstairs. It's a cupola that lets in the sunlight.
Oh, it's just
And of
stunning.
course, my bidet and my
Hmm.
well, okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bathroom and my urinal. I won't show you what's on top. I'm sure
Okay.
if this is G-rated, but
Yeah.
there are things on top that
Yeah.
we'll just
I,
omit.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. You can use your imagination. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Okay. So
so special.
um, this was 1994 to 1999. In fact, I put it into mosaic in a tile, 94 to 99. And yeah, it's still NJ.com was a New Jersey based uh, uh, internet
Oh,
company.
sure.
And they
Yeah.
determined through an algorithm that my bathroom is the most photographed bathroom in the state of New Jersey. So this is really one of my most favorite parts of the property. So I call this, I think I'll just park myself right here. So, okay, yeah. So this I call my artichoke portico. So I was
Beautiful.
visiting the artist Nikki de Sanfal built a tarot garden in Italy, and
Hmm.
I visited, and it was so overwhelming. I was so inspired that I wanted to build my own concrete structure, and it started off sort of like a gourd or like an eggplant, and then I kept adding these leaves, and it turned into what I called looked like an upside down artichoke. But
Yeah.
this is 3.5 tons of concrete, I even bought a sprayer. It's sort of like a DIY sprayer, concrete sprayer.
Okay.
Sprayed it over an armature of rebar and a galvanized mesh. And that's 24 feet tall. It's really quite large, and it was really hard. It was
Yeah.
really, really hard. It was the hardest project that I ever did on this house. So,
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
so yeah, this is great. Kind of great view of the house too. So
Now, of course, I'll get you out on this. And again, I really truly appreciate you, Ricky, your time and just walking us through your
oh, I
home.
love it. I'm honored,
Um,
Adam.
but of course, again, this is your home. But people, if they reach out to you or if they want to come visit, it probably don't just like walk up and maybe knock on the windows. But like, how would they be able to come to check you out?
Yeah. So on my homepage, there's a button that says book a tour, and I list the days. What happens now is those days that I set, I'll set them like even a month from now, and they fill up so fast. Generally, it's Tuesdays and Fridays,
Okay.
and all the way into June and July are filled. I'll at some point I'll post August and then September, and I'll go into like really the end of October.
Sure.
But they do go really fast, and there's only so much I can open for tours. Plus, I live on a really quiet street,
Hmm.
and I have to be sort of uh, conscious of the neighbors. Also, I can't have a big sign that says open.
Yeah.
That's actually not allowed. So
Yeah.
I have to be really respectful of the neighbors. So that's why it's limited, and there's nothing I can do about that. I just have to, open when I can. And
Yeah.
but there is access if people are really want to come. I mean, people email me and ask me when, and I can put them on lists also. So that's
Okay.
also possible. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And then too, just you are building again a one of a kind just space that you are like again thinking of others. So I know that you do sell jewelry, you teach classes, but if people wanted to support what you're doing because like you said, you got like at least 50, 60 more years of adding on to Luna Park, what would be the best way for people to support you monetarily so that you can continue to add on and build to
Yeah, well, so I do shows. Actually, I'll be showing my ceramic work at Finsterfest in September. I'll be at Kentuck in October. There's a couple art shows. Actually, I'll be at the Kohler show in Wisconsin in
yeah.
July.
Oh,
Um,
perfect.
yeah, so I'm I am like around, and then my nonprofit is basically, we rely on donations. So if you want to, if anyone wants to support the future or the
Hmm.
current, like the current interns and the students that we host, but also for the longevity, we're always accepting donations through the nonprofit, and that's all tax deductible. We're a 501c3, so everything that goes to the foundation, the soul totally separate, has nothing to do with me or my finances. It's a 501c3 and all tax deductible. And whatever people would like, it's great. And send us a check or whatever
Hmm.
means is fine. So
Yeah. Awesome. Well, what do you have on deck for the rest of the day here at the
oh
home?
well, I'll show you what we just did.
And then I'll let you get to it. I appreciate your time here today.
Now that you mentioned it, so when I do tours, people have to check in. Actually, tours are $20 a person.
Okay.
But they check in and usually had this umbrella. It was at this table, but I decided I was going to build a permanent booth for greeting people. This is all concrete. This is actually 4,200 pounds of concrete that I poured with the coercion of some friends over the last couple of
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
So it'll
Okay.
actually have a roof that uh, fiberglass merry-go-round that someone had given me like decades ago, and it'll sit on top. It's like a dome, and and then once we just finished this yesterday, in fact. So um, Monday we'll strip off all the wood, and then the task of mosaicing
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be
This.
it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, my Guncle Sam. Also,
Oh,
all
nice.
concrete over an armature.
Oh, it's
And
just
in
incredible.
fact, when people come here across my bridge, that's a street right there. Yeah. So the first thing they see is my sign with my credentials: madcap artist,
Yep.
hedonist, a minister, a ULC. I can actually marry people, and I'm also a notary public.
Oh,
so,
fantastic.
so,
Just get it
so they
all
come, they
done. Yeah.
see my Guncle Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. One-stop shopping. And
I
then they
love
come
it.
here and then they check in for the tours right there. And then, yeah, then they come up for their tour here. So,
So special. Again, I can't thank you enough. And then maybe when people, again, the best $20 you could spend to get a tour, and then when they come maybe later this year or next year, that will all be done, and they'll be able to see the merry-go-round top and be greeted at the
oh, yeah.
check-in,
Oh,
and
believe me,
just
next week, the
next week.
top will be
Okay,
on.
great,
The,
great,
the, the mosaicing will take another probably, I don't know, year or
sure,
more. But
sure,
yeah, it's all in the
awesome.
works. What can I say?
It's just
I will
never
be here for the
ending.
rest of my life. Yeah,
I
exactly.
love it, Ricky. Thank you so much,
Oh, my
Ricky
pleasure, Adam. It was
Boscarino.
great. Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Yeah.
again, it was so great meeting you in New York, and I hope to make it out to Luna Park here soon.
Anytime.
Unreal. I am so thankful to Ricky for showing me his creation, this house that I cannot wait to get out and visit one day. I'm already booking my travel, already showing my boys these videos. They loved the Dega squirrel. We talked about it at dinner. Of course. What else did he talk about at dinner besides taxidermy squirrels and jars full of mice head? At least at my house, that's some of what we talk about. Thank you again to Ricky. If you are hoping to visit Luna Park, again, it is a home that Ricky lives in, but also sort of a museum that he is more than happy to show you if you are interested in visiting. You can go to lunapark.com. That is lunaparc.com. Put a link down below, or it is also in the description. So you can book a tour. You can donate to Ricky. Again, he's continuing to add on. He plans to continue to add on for the next 50 years. Anything and everything you can do to help his mission for, again, a once in a lifetime, a one of a kind art environment home museum that is probably going to last much longer than all of us. So you can help Ricky if you are willing and able. You can do that at lunapark.com. Thank you as always to everybody for listening, for liking, subscribing, reviewing, the feedback. I'm having the absolute blast of my lifetime. If you would have asked me 20 years ago that I would have been interviewing scholars, artists, curators, historians, people who have been documenting outsider art in these art environments, I would have told you were crazy. Simply put. But this is where the world has led me, and I'm absolutely honored and thrilled to be having these conversations and sharing them all with you. So thank you. I can't thank you enough for listening, for sharing, liking, subscribing again. It means the world to me. So plenty more to come. I got a couple more interviews already lined up. I got to go get those ready to get out. Stay tuned. Got a lot more fun coming. Hope your summer's going great. Thanks again to everybody. Until next time. Peace. And thank you to Jason Brown for the Folk Artwork and Friends theme song and all the interstitials. So many great little ditties that he put together for me. I can't thank him enough. Go check out more original music from Jason at sapwood.bandcamp.com. Buy an album. Support folk musicians like Jason. Thank you again, friend. Can't thank you enough. You are the best.